Before we get started, I'd like to introduce you to my good friend, Father Peter.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll just ask God to send a blessing upon all of us, upon the food, and that we all the charities that we are representing also, that God will pour His graces down upon us, that we'll all be winners for those charities. Lord, we ask you to send your blessings upon us as we now work towards doing something good in our lives, reaching out to people in charity, trying to bring goodness into the lives of other people through our golf tournament today. And we ask you for your continued blessings and graces upon us. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lots of luck to everybody. Everybody's a winner.
Thank you, thank you. All right, so just some housekeeping. Allow me, my name is Al Gobo, part of U.S. Financial Services, with my two partners here, Jerry Papetti, Steve Gallo. Our other partners are around here, Greg Chbosky, Joe Sarnecki, Matt DeFelice, Evan Drury, and Jay Coda. Did I get everybody there? I believe. All right, who? Ladies. The real workers of our firm. You know, Nita, Christy, Beth, Val, Roz. And this is like one of those award shows where you're saying thank you, and you never say thank you to your wife. My wife is here. She don't work for us. She thinks she does. She just collects the check. All right? So my wife, thank you very much. I got this letter about 20 years ago, and I saved it, and I thought it would be an appropriate way to start today's event. Dear Mom and Dad, I'm sorry I have not written in the past few months. However, my stationery and the rest of my belongings were destroyed in the dormitory fire that was set by the demonstrators. I'm out of the hospital now, and the doctors say my eyesight should be back to normal within the month. Currently, I'm living with a great guy named John Borwick, who saved my life the night of the fire, and was kind enough to give me shelter until I could find a place of my own. I know you both have looked forward to the day when you would be grandparents, and I know you'll be happy to know you won't have to wait much longer. I am due August 15th. All my love, Mary. P.S. Please disregard the above exercise in creative writing. There was no fire. I've not been in the hospital. My eyesight is fine. I'm not pregnant. In fact, I'm not even dating anyone. However, I did receive a D in French and an F in statistics, and I wanted to be sure you received this information in the proper perspective. So let's talk about perspective today. We can certainly tell you a little bit about us, a commercial, what we do and how we do it, but I'd rather leave that up to the folks that brought you here today, our clients, our good clients. And if you want to know what we do, they will tell you what we've done for them. Our goal is to give people peace of mind, and we have a standard line in our office: live life today, be comfortable about tomorrow. The most important thing is why we do it. And why we do it, just take a look around this area here. It's because of all of you, and it's because of things like this event today that give us the opportunity to not only help our clients and help people, but more importantly, to help people that are in need, and by that, all of your charities. So we thank you very much today for being here, and hopefully we have a very nice sunny or not rainy day, and let's see how much money we could raise. By the way, you know the rules. Each of you are playing for your own charity, right? 100% of your money goes to your charity. The team that wins today's event, we will match. We being my two partners, Jerry and Steve, not me. They will match, all right, your charity. And any team that beats us, okay, we'll match half. So last year, it cost us a couple of dollars. We've been practicing. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Steve Gallo.
Thank you, Al. I'll also let you know that we've changed the scoring to make sure that last year's results do not repeat themselves. Anyway, we'd like to take a moment to allow each of the team captains to introduce their team and tell us a little bit about why they're playing for the charity they've chosen. So first, we're going to start with Team Berkeley.
First of all, I want to thank the rabbi for that great invitation. It was very moving. My team is representing the Bergen County Y, a Jewish community center. We provide services to the elderly, to the young. We had the first 365-day-a-year program for special needs adults available in Bergen County, and one of the first in the state. The Y is reformulating, rebuilding itself, repurposing itself, and we're here to try to kickstart that. And if you beat us, then you're not working with the program, and we'll be pissed off. My partners here are Stu Steckler, Jeff Tucker, who's the chairman of the YJCC, and Michael Feltman. I don't know why he's here. So everybody have a good time. Don't have too good a time, and enjoy your time in the woods and the lakes.
Thank you and good afternoon. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank U.S. Financial Services for the foresight to do something like this. This is a wonderful event. You benefit so many people. Thank you very much for taking the time, to your entire team, taking the time to put this together. My name is John Elias. My team is here, Bill Saletti, Dennis Dioka, and we're waiting on our fourth. And today we're playing for the cancer support community of Central New Jersey. It's an organization that helps families dealing with cancer, not from a medical perspective, but from a psychosocial perspective, helping young people who've lost parents, helping teenagers who are suffering with cancer, and helping families try to attain a semblance of normalcy as their loved ones battle a disease that probably all of us have unfortunately been touched by over the years. They're a wonderful group, and they do tremendous work. This particular chapter is in Bedminster. It's affiliated with what was formerly known as Gilda's Club, and it's the same type of model. So we're happy to be here playing for them, and we hope all of you come in second, third, or someplace after that. Thank you.
We're playing for a cause that's very dear to my heart. I lost my son 9 years ago, and one of his dreams and aspirations was to study abroad. He graduated from Colorado State University in Fort Collins with the equity that he had in his home, which was only $11,000. We started a scholarship program at Colorado State University in his memory. To date, it exceeds $100,000. We've given out 24 scholarships over the last 7-8 years for a value of $34,250. And the students who are interested in applying for it are in the business college and are interested in making application for a study abroad program. So we're happy with the progress it's made. We're still looking for other ways to raise the money, so which is the reason we did it this way today. So thank you all once again, and I know that our team is going to come in first so that we can double it. Okay? Thanks, Dave.
I'm here with my business partners, Mike Nitka, Bill Eisenreich, John Dibble. We're playing for Christ the King Prep. It's a Jesuit-based high school in Newark, where serves underprivileged youngsters who have to apply to get in. They spend 1 day a week working at companies. We happen to host one of the Christ the King schools. We do it out of Manhattan. Teaches these children, young adults, that they can actually work in a business setting. It's about 270 students, grades 9 through 12, and it's supported by, we actually donate to have the children, or the young adults, pardon me, work with us. So it's a great cause, and again, thanks to Steve, Al, and Jerry, and the rest of U.S. Financial. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. My name is Howard Gogel, and the charity we're playing for is Employment Horizons. My team members here are Anthony Molinari, Michael Pryor, and Robert Spagnola. We brought ringers here to win, Employment Horizons is an organization that I have the privilege of serving on the board. We put mentally challenged people to work, but more importantly than that, we give them something that you can't buy, and that's self-esteem. It's an amazing organization. We do amazing work for people we help people that basically can't help themselves, and I'm very proud to be here. I also echo the same thoughts. I'd like to thank U.S. Financial Services, my friends there. Wonderful organization and wonderful place to do business, and this event is really something special. Thank you.
So our team here is Ray Hof, Mitch Saperstein, and my son Neil. Our charity is Al's wife Maria. We're here to support you, Maria. We are playing on behalf of the Gift of Life Foundation, and through some glitch in the scoring system, last year we won this event. The Gift of Life is an organization that has been embraced by many of the Rotary clubs in northern New Jersey, and it arranges and provides for life-saving cardiac surgery for children of third world countries. So we bring children in from the Philippines, from Central America, from Poland, from all over the world to the United States, and we provide cardiac surgery for them. Just in northern New Jersey alone, since this program started in 1985, I believe it was, we've done almost 1,300 children. Wow. And these are children that would have not made it without the surgery. So that's what we are playing before. Don't feel guilty, if we don't win.
Thank you to Altair for including me in this day. It means a lot to me. We're playing for Mark Gobo's, Al's younger brother, who passed away in January. They started a scholarship in his name, and I'm honored to be playing. Father Peter told us at his passing that Mark had become very involved with the church. None of us knew that. And so they started a scholarship in his name at that church, and I'm honored to be playing for my friend Mark. Thank you.
We have 4 members, Louis Lako and his son Adam, very dear friends of mine, will be playing, and Tom Harris, and as well as Doug Blum, trying to keep us in the money. I'm here supporting the Heckman Foundation, which is a public foundation started by the Heckman family in Jersey City. When back in 1964, one of the children was struck with a kidney ailment, and I then married into the Heckman family in 1974. So my father-in-law gave a kidney in 1964 to his son, who ultimately passed shortly thereafter. Following that, 2 of the other children were afflicted with the same illness. My sister-in-law, Dory, had 3 transplants. She was on dialysis for 42 years, the longest surviving dialysis patient over in New York City. My brother-in-law, Bernard, was 22 years on dialysis, and he succumbed to another illness. My wife was the lone survivor, and we decided that we would continue to try and support pediatric kidney ailments and what goes on. Our biggest beneficiary is Rogerson Institute over in New York. We've given to Hackensack Hospital, Monmouth Hospital as well. We've given over $300,000 to Rogerson. We gave $50,000 to the Hospital for Special Surgery, which was a pediatric stroke victim unit that they were starting there. And we continue to support the west side of Rogerson in their new dialysis center. I can't thank, just from the friendship of Al, Steve, and Jerry, and what it means to the Heckman family. So thank you.
I'm Steve Alperin, and we're in the accounting firm above U.S. Financial, so please everybody support them, otherwise we might lose our power. My partners today, Joe Kutry, Bob Evers, Chip Gardner, and we donated to Red Nose Day, which is a international charity for underprivileged kids to help them out. Some of you might have seen it was a big event last month, hosted by NBC. My daughter's very involved with that at NBC out in California, and we're happy to report that $31 million was raised last year by the Red Nose Days organization. Thank you.
Excuse me, my name is Vinny Ultramer. My team members are Charlie Tuminello, Jim DeRico, Rob Thaler. We're playing for the St. Joseph's Hospital Foundation Board in Patterson, of which I am a member. As it says in your mission statement, St. Joseph's is the premier Catholic health care provider in the state of New Jersey. Next year, in 2017, the hospital will be celebrating its 150th anniversary, and they do great work. Our emergency room is the 4th largest and busiest emergency room in the country, not in New Jersey, in the country. And St. Joseph's continues to provide health care for the needy on a charity basis. Thank you very much. Also, thank our hosts, and good luck to everybody. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tony Ray. I'm here with my partners today, John Lopez, Dan McCarthy, and Wayne Kenny. And we are playing for the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital out in Memphis. Thanks to U.S. Financial for putting together a great event, really fabulous. But the reason I picked St. Jude is not only for the kids, because my wife is very avid with St. Jude, but Danny Thomas started this organization by putting $7 in a church basket and praying to St. Jude. And it all started there, and it just clicked in the 50s. And now everybody knows that St. Jude's mission statement is to help cure pediatric catastrophic diseases. And no child is ever turned away because the parents can't pay. And I think that's fabulous. So the $7 really caught my eye, because I think when I started with Al, I had about $7. Now I have 14. But thanks very much, and a fabulous job.
Teammates today, Dr. Bitzer, Dr. DeWong, and Dr. Bianchi. So any trauma today, just page us, okay? St. Jude's going to win big today. We have 2 teams playing for St. Jude. And as a good captain, I learned to delegate that job to actually the best speaker. Dr. Bianchi is a phenomenal ophthalmologist, pediatric ophthalmologist. He's going to tell us about his experience with St. Jude. Glenn.
Thank you. I'm happy to hear someone else is supporting such a wonderful cause. And you've already told the story about Danny Thomas. Many people are familiar with, and of course Marlo carries on the cause. But this research hospital has made such huge strides in treating the worst childhood cancers, the most intractable diseases. Since the founding in 1962, overall cancer survival rates have gone from 20% to about 80% in childhood cancers, particularly with leukemia. They've made huge strides with influenza, which people aren't aware of. They made the vaccine more readily available and more quickly available. And now they're doing a lot of global outreach. They're really spreading their protocols around the world, in Central America, in the Middle East, and in the Mediterranean, and they're making huge differences for people. And to your point, I think nobody pays a dime for it, and it's all supported by donations. So we're more than happy to contribute to the cause. So hopefully we can bring a few dollars there today. Thank you.
My name is Ken Hydock. I'm a partner at Sobel & Company, which is an accounting firm in Livingston, New Jersey. I'd like to thank U.S. Financial for hosting this wonderful event and benefiting the charities. My guests are John Feldman, who is a client of the firm, Bruce Simmons, and Patrick Dowling, who is a staff person at our firm. My charity is the Salvation Army of Morristown. I've been on the board for at least 20 years now. The reason I like the charity so much is that it has very low cost structure. All the money really goes to the beneficiaries of the charity. The majors and the captains make about $30,000 a year. Everything goes to the kids. When 9/11 hit, they were the first on the ground. Everybody from Morristown went in with the food truck every day until they didn't need them anymore. When I ring the bell every year for Christmas, I can't tell you how many people come up to me and say my dad always wanted me to give to the Salvation Army. They were the only ones who never charged for cigarettes during World War II. So they really are they take care of the children, and they just do a great job. And I would like to say that our goal today is not to win the outing. Our goal today is to beat U.S. Financial.
I'd like to thank you guys for pulling this together. This is all for a great cause, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Today, not only playing with you, I have the pleasure of playing with Mike Chickalis, John, and Jason Rhee. I thought about who I was going to donate money to this trip. Recently, my 14-year-old was just diagnosed with severely increasing at a fast rate scoliosis. And we found out that we had to have her back operated on. So we went over to CHOP Hospital in Philadelphia for a consultation. And I don't know if any of you have ever been in a place like this, but you sit in this waiting room and you look at some of the real problems that these kids had. We walked out and my daughter turned to me and she said, you know, I'm really pretty lucky that this is all I have to have done. You know, it really breaks your heart. And I thought about how lucky I am that I'm able to afford to have surgery for my child. And I decided to choose Shriners Hospital. They do a lot of surgery for people who can't afford you know, anything. So today my donation goes out to them, and I can see the children's hospitals did very well today. Thank you.
Thank you all at U.S. Financial for, again, a great day. My partners are Mike Boccieri, Frank Besignano, and Ron Schwartz. We'll be playing again this year for the Pediatric Cancer Unit at Staten Island University Hospital. Frank is the chairman of the board at the hospital, and I'm going to actually ask him to say a few words about the charity.
We are back here today to make sure we do not come in last place, as we did last year. There must be a prize for last to first. Double the double that we're doing now. In any case, Staten Island University Hospital is a 700-bed hospital on Staten Island, of course. And we are in the process of renovating our pediatric cancer unit. It's about $1.5 million project, and it's privately funded, initiated by a group on Staten Island called Kids Against Cancer, with their pledge of $1 million. So we're trying to complete the balance of that project privately. And I want to thank my friends for agreeing once again to contribute our proceeds to that effort. Thank you all very much.
My team is my wife Holly, my son David, and my great friend Sherry Foley. The first thing I do is have a bone to pick with Steve, because there's no most honest golfer category, so it's unlikely we're going to bring home double the prize today. I called Steve up here because my charity that we're playing for today is the Tomorrow's Children's Fund. The Tomorrow's Children's Fund supports children and family of children who are undergoing treatment for cancer at Hackensack University Medical Center. Just about 30 years ago now, my eldest son Brian died of cancer. And for each of those 30 years, there has been one very, very good friend who stood by me both in the good times and the bad times, who helped me organize a golf outing that we do every year, and that has, after all these years and over a much too long period of time, is now on the board of the Tomorrow's Children's Fund with me, and that's Steve Gallo. And I'd like to give him a great hand. Tomorrow's Children's Fund supports the socio-psychic needs of the kids, as I heard someone else say earlier. When Brian was diagnosed, we lived in New Jersey, and we started our treatment at Mount Sinai Hospital, I said just about 30 years ago now. And unless you're involved in it, you don't realize the costs that are involved to having a child treated. He needed, for part of his treatment, to undergo radiation therapy 5 days a week. It seems like it was for about a month now. And there are a lot of families who simply can't afford the gas, the tolls, the parking, and the other incidental costs that go along with taking care of a child who has cancer. There are many families who are one-parent families, and those one-parent families find that they have nobody to support the family, because once your kid gets sick like that, you spend all of your time with your child. So out of those needs grew the Tomorrow's Children's Fund. It began at Mount Sinai, and it began because the parents who were there, who were a group just before I became involved, asked Mount Sinai to fund a pediatric sociologist to help kids who were undergoing chemotherapy and other treatments for cancer. Mount Sinai said they couldn't do that. They didn't have money for that. Parents then started with bake sales, started with cookie sales, cupcake sales, and we felt very proud that we were able to raise
the cost to pay a social worker for 1 year's salary. We continued doing that until we were invited with the medical staff to go to the Hackensack University Medical Center in Hackensack, where we've been since 1987. We have raised tens of millions of dollars for Hackensack University Medical Center. And if you see the Children's Hospital, if you've ever ridden by the hospital or gone in to see it, that Children's Hospital was built primarily by funds raised by the Tomorrow's Children's Fund. And you may know the Tomorrow's Children's Fund by having heard about it through Don Imus. He was a great, great supporter of ours for many, many, many years. And as I said, Steve has been with me throughout this journey. Steve has helped raise money at the golf outings. Steve is now on the board and provides invaluable financial information to the board, just like I'm sure he does with all you folks here today. So once again, I'd like to thank him. I want to thank all of you too. What a great bunch of people doing some great work. Give yourselves a hand. This is a wonderful time. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Took the mic from me. That means I have to sit down.
No, I'm sorry. Kidding. Well, first of all, we started by saying putting things in perspective. And I think after hearing everyone speak, this is the perspective we were talking about. I think everyone here could be proud that we're out on a day like this and doing something good. And this is what it's all about. Secondly, Tony Ray, that $14 was after fees. Net of fees. Okay. That's very important these days. Okay. January of this year, my younger brother passed away suddenly. And I say my younger brother because we have other siblings. My sister Kathleen is here, Karen and Kim, and it was just a shock and a tremendous loss. There's no one in this room or anywhere right now that knows Mark longer than I. There's no one that knows Mark better than his best friend Joe Benducci. But I just want to ask Rabbi Peter to come up because he knows stuff about Mark that we don't know. And I want him to say a few words and then talk about the charity.
Thank you. My name is Father Peter. I'm from the Academy of Our Lady of Grace. We're in Fairview. The way I got to know Mark was through his friend, beside Joe, Joe Petroselli. They were doing some work in the hall of the church, and Joe introduced me to him. And Mark started to talk to me about fishing, about working on a tugboat, about running yachts and whatnot. So he would come sit, have coffee with us, and be very busy with us. He was always very, very happy. Finally, one day he turns to me and says, "I'm leaving." I said, "Where are you going?" "To Florida." Goes down to Florida, works down there for a while. I see him at the back door of the rectory again with Joe. They're doing another job. I said, "I thought you were in Florida." He said, No, I came back to work here. So he started to work in the church and also at the school in a very special way. And he had a very deep commitment and dedication to young people, the children that are at Our Lady of Grace. And he always said that he would love to always help these children in a very special way by trying to give them a good quality type of education. And about 2 years, he started to come around the church just doing simple type of work. And he started also to be an usher at our 9 o'clock Mass. And the 9 o'clock Mass is a very special Mass. We have all the young children there, etc., from the school and from our own community. And you have to see how these children, how the heart of Mark was towards these children. I called him the little angel. I called him the angel among these young children. At a certain point of our Mass, we always give the sign of peace, etc. I sing happy birthday to all the children. He would be the angel that would tell the children. I would say, a special angel came to me last night and told me that so-and-so has a birthday today. Mark knew all the birthdays of every one of the children in church. He at the sign of peace, they would leave me, run to the back of the church where the ushers would stay, and give him all the hugs and kisses, and then finally come back to me. So I have to say Mark was very special. He was an angel for us at Our Lady of Grace. He worked very, very hard. Just last Christmas, he said, "What type of fish do you like?" I knew he was a fisherman. So he says, "I'm going to give you some bacala that nobody makes but my family." But I think his sister and his brother-in-law was making the bacala. And he said to me, "Here's the dish of bacala, Father." At Mass, he tells me, "Here's the dish of bacala." And he said, "You know, my sister's mad at me because I picked my brother-in-law's bacala to bring to the church and not her bacala to the church." So he's always had that nice sense of humor with him, that beautiful sense of humor. So the work, whatever is raised today, will go to Mark's foundation that we're establishing at the school, because a lot of our children are underprivileged. They can't make ends meet, some of them, and they do need that help, that aid in trying to pay some of the tuition that they cannot reach during the year. So anything that could be made here will go through these to give a private education to a child that is in need, and in that need, helping their family in a very, very special way. Thank you very, very much.